Hi, I am MC Lyte. I have over the years done just about everything. I've been a rapper, an actor, a voiceover talent, a producer, and I've made multiple streams of income for decades now. But it wasn't until I met Lynn Richardson that I learned how to take my itty bitty business to a booming empire. I'm sitting here with my sister, Dr. Lynn Richardson, right now. Hi.
Hello, hello.
It is so good to see you. I know that I have been a part of your journey with your unyielding message of people getting their business in order. Yeah? So I just wanted to ask, where does your passion come from when you say everybody must have a home-based business?
Whew, oh boy. Oh my goodness. So the passion comes from the truth. And the truth is I failed at everything. Okay, I failed at it all. I was born and raised in Chicago. As a matter of fact, my grandmother was 75 years old, cleaning homes for wealthy people, putting me through college. She taught me everything that grandmamas teach their children. Go to school, get a good education, get a good job, go to church on Sunday, wear clean underwear in case you get hit by a bus. Right? I'm like, why are you so fixated on underwear? And if I get hit by a bus, will they even have on any underwear when they find me? So she taught me all those things, but she didn't teach me about money. My grandmother had an 8th grade education, the wisest woman I've ever known. And I knew that we were not rich, but I didn't feel poor. So if grandma told me, go get some money, or if I said I need some money for a field trip, she'd tell me to look in the room on top of the shelf, behind the box, inside my pocketbook, inside a zipper, wrapped up in a piece of paper towel, is $20.
Right.
Jesus, lady, come on now. How did they hide the money so many times and remember? And so when I got off to college, I didn't know a lot about money. The only thing I knew was I needed some. And I grew up somewhat as a fashionista. I wore Gloria Vanderbilt. I wore Vidal Sassoon. I wore Jordache. I always had nice shoes with a nice book bag to match. All that stuff. So I had to keep that up when I got to college. Now, I was at a prestigious university on full scholarship. So I didn't have any money. So I decided, there's a big room the first week of college, and they got all the credit card people around the room. And I decided, I saw people looking and making decisions. I said, I'm not just gonna get one. I'm gonna get one of each. Crazy, right? So of course I charged the credit cards and I couldn't pay anybody. When the creditors would call and say, Lynn, can you borrow the money? I'd say, can I borrow it from you? I had all kind of funny, fancy answers. As you can see, I have the gift of gab, but it wasn't so funny. When I graduated, my credit was jacked up. My furniture came from Rent-A-Center. And I just was like, wow, this is my entry into the adult world. Now, I am young, Black, so-called educated. And here's the problem. I did not know what to do differently. And I didn't think I needed to change anything. So there are a lot of people out there right now who are struggling financially, who have financial habits, financial beliefs that they developed as a young child, because of whatever their circumstances were, or because of their need to fulfill themselves, and they don't know what to do differently, and they don't even think they need to change. Well, that was me. You see, check to check is a blessing. People out there complaining about check to check, let me tell you, child, you doing good. That means by the time you get paid on Friday, and by the next Friday, that's when you're running out of money. Or you get paid and 2 weeks later you start running out of money. You call Big Mom and ask for some gas money. That's one thing. But check to Monday is a whole nother game. You get paid on Friday, you kick it on the weekend, you pay on your past due bills. Because in your mind, your current bills are not due yet. Can I get an amen from somebody?
Yes, amen.
Okay, so I spend my life helping people understand more money doesn't solve a money problem. If it did, millionaires wouldn't go bankrupt. If more money could solve a money problem, you'd never have a bankrupt millionaire. You'd never have a bankrupt billionaire. So again, I said, I didn't know what to do differently, and I did not think I needed to change. So for everybody who's struggling with this, my message is, and why I'm so passionate, is change comes from within. You have to make the decision for yourself that you are sick and tired of being sick and tired. So I started living by the book that I wrote, Live and Check to Monday. The first 10% of every dollar you get, you tithe. The next 10% you save, and not just for a rainy day, you save for a come up. This pandemic, the recession of 2008, and every recession before it has taught us that coming out of recession, you will either be a millionaire, a billionaire, or a witness. You get to choose. Now the last recession, I was a penny heir. The next 30% is cash in your pocket, okay? Cash in your pocket. I had to have cash in my pocket. Why? To help you avoid a spending addiction. A spending addiction is what you have when you go to the grocery store for toothpaste and walk out with $179.47 worth of stuff you don't need, talking about it was on sale. It wasn't on sale for you. Now, the remaining 50% stays in your checking account for your bills, and you have one of two situations. Either you have more than enough money, or you don't have enough money. If you have more than enough money, that's not a license to go buy a bigger house, a bigger car, and more stuff. You see, what happens is every time we get a raise, then we go and raise our expenses. So you don't have more freedom. You now have more bondage, more debt, more headaches. So now is the time to pay off your debt. Why? Because there's a middleman between you and your wealth, and it's called interest. And if you are letting someone else make money off of your interest, that means you're not making money off of it, and it means you're working for your creditors. So you want to try to eliminate your debt. You want to treat yourself to a vacation or whatever it is, but here's the deal. If you call yourself going on a vacation, you don't have any money, you're not on vacation. The vacation is on you. That 50%, if you have more than enough money, you want to be strategic about it. If you don't have enough, it's time to subtract. You must disconnect. Subtract what? Subtract whatever it is. Because here's the deal. Money is an exact science. So 1 + 1 = 2. If your stuff adds up to 10, it'll never get into 2. The second reason, Lyte, why I'm so passionate about this is because we have truly missed the most important ingredient in the money game. So the very first thing I talked about is spending less money. There is no way to be financially free if you keep spending more money than you make. The next thing you have to do is get more money, multiple streams of income. Why? Because one stream of income is hazardous to your wealth. But here's the issue with that. The more money you make, the more the IRS will take. So if you go from making $75,000 to $150,000, you're not going to see $75,000 divided by 12 on your paycheck. As a matter of fact, I know people who get a raise from $100,000 on their job to $200,000, and they've actually seen less on their check, because the more money you make, the more tax brackets you enter into. I remember my first check went from $10,000 to $20,000, a pay period. I was looking for this check. Now, let's be clear. I was living check to Monday, so I had already spent the money, okay? I knew the check was coming. So when I got the $10,000 check, my net pay was $8,500. I was married with 3 children, 5 exemptions. So I had 5 allowances on my W-4. I thought that's how it worked. So when I was getting this $20,000 commission, I thought, I'll have $16,000, $17,000. Let me tell you something. I got the check. The check was like $9,000. Let me tell you, I almost passed out right there in the office. I got dizzy. Then I said, child, you can't die because you need your money. I said, you right. So I went into the office and I called the IRS. People said, well, why'd you call the IRS? Because they had my money. Who else you gonna call? I can call the HR people. They don't have my money. I'm looking at the check. It says FICA them, so that's who I'm calling. So I called the IRS and I got on the phone. I told them my situation. I didn't even know who to call or what to say. All I know is half my check is gone and I need it back. So they heard my story and they said, oh, we're gonna put you on with a withholding agent. I thought, whoo, child, they got somebody named that? Okay, you got a withholding agent. So I was ready. I was already counting the minutes so when I was gonna get my money. So the withholding agent came on and she started to ask me all these questions. By like question number 10 or 11, I started to get nervous. She put me on hold, came back, and her calculation was only 2 pennies different than my check. That's when I learned the more money you make, the more the IRS will take. I did not think that when you grow in life, that you make more money and get less. That just didn't seem fair to me. So the first thing is to spend less money. The next thing is, yes, to get more money. Multiple streams of income, a raise on your job, do some extra shifts. But the third ingredient is the single most important ingredient, and that is you have to get your money back. Well, guess what? That's what the IRS says. The IRS says if you drive your car for business, you can get your money back. If you just go and drive for personal reasons, you don't. If you have a business dinner or business lunch, you can get your money back. If you take a business trip, you can get your money back. The IRS says this well over hundreds and hundreds of times. So what everybody needs to know about having a home-based business is that you, as a sole proprietor, doing whatever it is that you're doing, You as a sole proprietor are just as important, and you are in the same category as any other business. So think about the big department store that you see on the freeway. Think about where you shop. You are treated in the government's eyesight just like any other business as a sole proprietor. Now, this pandemic has shown us all exactly how the government treats money. There are two systems in America. There's one system for employees. There's another system for businesses. The employee system under the pandemic basically said, wait for your $2,000 stimulus check or your $600 stimulus check, get your unemployment, and go on. Now, first of all, I need some more zeros in my check if you're going to stimulate me. It's not stimulating, right?
Me too.
Right. But guess what they told businesses? Sole proprietors, people with home-based business owners. They said, send us your revenue. We're going to give you a percentage of that so you can keep your businesses going. So I know sole proprietors, independent contractors. I know a hairstylist, because she ran her business like a business with the intent of making a profit. When the pandemic hit and everything shut down, she got over $50,000 to keep her business going, whereas the other hairstylist in the same shop who did not run her business like a business got nothing and had to wait on unemployment. So businesses are the engine of the economy. The IRS says it hundreds of times. And so in my classes, I teach people how to get their money back. I help them identify the tax deductions that they never knew about. As a matter of fact, I wrote a book, Get Your Money Back, tax deductions that you never knew about.
Right. Right.
Real simple, right? So that's why I'm so passionate about it. The third reason why I'm so passionate about this is because there are no safe jobs. We were taught to go to school, get a good education, get a good job, and then you'd be able to work on that job and retire into the sunset. That doesn't happen anymore. We are no longer an industrial society. We are a service society and a technology society. And so if a business can replace a person with a computer program, software, or a robot even, your job may end. We've seen in recent history where government workers were furloughed. Can you believe that? Like the whole idea was to get a good government job. Not safe. Teachers, who should be the highest paid of everybody everywhere. God bless the teachers. But they are striking for working conditions and salary and pensions. Teachers' pensions are in danger all over the country. Vaccines, they were not on the essential workers list. So teachers aren't even safe. And since there is no safe job, we must create our own jobs. And so not having safety and security when it comes to being able to provide for ourselves then gives us the energy that we need to escape. We want to go on vacation, but if you don't have any money, you are not on vacation. The vacation is on you, okay? Then what happens? Christmas comes along and we want to escape during Christmas time. So you spend your last dime in next month's rent on Christmas toys, and the children don't play with the toys, and now you irritated, upset. 'Twas the day after Christmas, and all through the house, every creature was hurting, even the mouse. The toys were all broken, their batteries were dead, and Santa was passed out with ice on his head. Whole point is, we try to escape, and the only thing that we can escape to is the brilliance that God has given us to create the power that we need to start our own businesses. So when we start our own businesses, when we start with our own home-based businesses, then not only do we get to make more money, we get to get our money back, and then we've got a little bit of control. The fourth reason why I'm so passionate about everybody having a home-based business is because of what I just said. You want control. I want control. We want control. We don't want to go to sleep worried about how we're going to pay our bills. We don't want to dodge the repo man. We don't want to have to hide our car at our cousin's house in the garage to try to figure out how we're going to. We don't want to do that. We actually want control. But what it feels like when money is scarce, when the ends aren't meeting, when the money is funny and the change is strange, it feels like money is in control. But the truth is, money wants to give you control. Money says, I am dependable. And here's the real deal about money. 1 + 1 = 2. Money is more reliable than anything because it's based on simple mathematics, what we learned in first grade. Money is more reliable than your friends. Money is more reliable than the weather. Money is more reliable than your boo who turned into a who, what, when, where, why, and how. Money is more reliable. Money says, I just need you to respect me. Money says, I need you to let me work the way I was designed to work. Money says, I want to help you multiply. Money says, I will work harder for you than you can ever work for me. That's called investing. That's called creating passive income streams. That's called being wise and making wise decisions. That's called getting an education. That's called surrounding yourself with the people who understand how money works. If you have 5 broke friends, you're going to be number 6. If you have 9 broke friends, you're going to be number 10. So your network truly determines your net worth. And when we give money the power to do what it does, by honoring it, we get in the driver's seat. We are in control. And now we tell money, go over here in this investment and do that. We tell money, okay, now I want to take a vacation, but it's going to be a business trip. We start to tell money what to do when we understand it. You cannot develop a relationship with anything or anyone that you understand, not a relationship that's going to be powerful and sustainable. Money is saying, you can control me, but here's the deal. If you can't control $1, what you gonna do with 10? If you can't control 10, what you gonna do with 1,000? If you can't control 1,000, what you gonna do with 100,000? If you can't control 100,000, what you gonna do with 1,000,000? I found my power in 2008 when the economy crashed and I had nothing. My 401k went to zero. I had left my job to go pursue my dream of being in the entertainment industry and helping celebrities with their companies and their businesses. Go figure, right? And so here I am today. But that's when I found power. I found power when I had $0. Because when you have no money, you don't have a choice. Everybody talking about I don't want to spend no money. You ain't got none, right? So we need to learn how to have power over money when it is in our hands, not only when it's in a disappearing act phase. When you get $1, what are you going to do with it? So I always tell people, here's the real deal about money. Some say money talks, but I say money walks away from you quietly and you don't know where it went. It would be nice if $1 said, I'm about to roll bounce up out of here, and when you come find me, I ain't going to be there. It would be nice if it did talk, but it don't, right? And then we just spend money here and there and we say it's just $10, it's just $2, it's just, I dare you to go look at your it's justs from 2020. I dare you to go look at your it's just from 2019. I dare you to go look at your it's just from any year and you'll see that's where your wealth is. So if we respect money, if we honor money, if we just listen to its basic, simple, first grade principle that 1 + 1 = 2, which means you cannot spend 10, then we can have power and control over money.
So Lynn, you have New Wealth University, and within that you have the Entrepreneurs Academy. Now, I wish I had that when I was growing up, but instead I get to tag along with you and I get to learn all of these tools as we go along. But what would you say are the educational tools that someone needs in order to do things differently in their business?
So in their life and in their business and in their finances and in their mind, if you want to go all in, the Entrepreneurs Academy is for you. It's inexpensive. There's a monthly subscription fee. With that low monthly subscription fee, you get a whole bunch of books, you get webinars, you get live Q&As, you get Tax Talk Thursday. We do a spiritual path to wealth and prosperity. We have master classes. It literally is an unlimited plethora of different classes, everything from how to start a home-based business to passive income streams for self-employed business owners, respecting, repairing, and protecting your credit, how to be a real estate investor, managing your money mindset, 21 days to financial freedom. The classes and the opportunities are endless. So for those who say, I don't know what to do differently, but now I know I need to do something different, then the Entrepreneurs Academy is for you. And the truth is, the Entrepreneurs Academy, it literally is a university. The Entrepreneurs Academy is so packed with classes and webinars and online coaching. Some of the trainings are one-on-one coaching with me where you hear my voice every day, you get an assignment. Others are live webinars where you get to ask questions. Others are go at your own pace without getting a grade. And I do grade the assignments, right? And I am involved. For those who are interested in really just getting immersed, the Entrepreneurs Academy could be 3, 4, or 5 years. And even then, there will be more classes because of this one fact. Money is always changing. Policies are always changing. We've got classes on virtually every single topic that one could imagine in the Entrepreneurs Academy. Now, for those who, if you think about swimming, you don't want to dive all in. Maybe you don't have enough resources, but you do want to get your feet wet and you want to have access to more than 1 or 2 classes. Then the Beyond 2020 online financial coaching program is for you. It's one payment. You get 3 very important books, and then you get online coaching. That online coaching includes one-on-one coaching from me again. So I'm giving you an assignment on a daily basis, and then you are responding and submitting your assignments, and you're growing in the process. And then there are webinar replays, masterclass replays, assignments, specific things that you can do to address your budget, your business, your finances, and your life. For those who only want to get their feet wet, you know, sometimes you go to the beach, all I want to do is get my feet wet. And let me tell you, I would tell people, I went to the beach. Girl, you ain't wet nothing but your toes. But I went to the beach, okay? So come on to the beach, get your feet wet. And the Freedom Package. The Freedom Package includes the 21 Days to Financial Freedom and includes how to start a home-based business. So if you're trying to overcome a spending addiction, you're trying to start your multiple streams of income, then the Freedom Package is an entry point, and it's under $50 to get started. You get 2 books, and you really get an opportunity to change your life.
So Lynn, I've got a whole lot of home-based businesses. You've taught me that throughout the years, but can you give us some examples of what home-based businesses are?
Starting a home-based business is a process, and I always tell people, if you do what you love, the money will follow. Now, you can't just walk around just saying, I love everybody, and think money's gonna come from that. You actually have to do some work as well. But if you start where you are skillful, if you start with the things that you're good at, if you start with the things that you are naturally able to do, there are some ideas there. So I teach that in how to start a home-based business. Now, what I will say is one of the home-based businesses that anybody can start is at New Wealth University, becoming a wealth ambassador. As a wealth ambassador, you learn and earn. So I remember one day being on social media, and somebody had bought one of my books and they tagged me, and I saw it and I said, thank you. And then instantly I was like, you need to send them a check. So that's what I did. I started creating a way for people to learn and earn. So while you're in New Wealth University and you share a class or a book with your friend, family member, coworker, then guess what? You earn 50% of the commission. The last thing I want to say about what types of home-based businesses are available. There are things that people are doing that they don't know is a home-based business. My grandmother cleaned homes for wealthy people. That's a home-based business. People drive for Uber. That's a home-based business. There are DJs, makeup artists, eyelash putter owners, you know, all kind of things. You know, people, they don't do eyelashes. I'm like, wow, that's a whole industry, right? And those people, these people, us, people who look like us, everyday folks, are actually in business. But the reason why it's so important to get a financial education with that business is because people have lost out on thousands, some 6 figures, tens of thousands or 6 figures. They've lost out on money during this economy, during this economic downturn, during the pandemic, because they did not understand, 1, how not to run a broke business, and 2, they did not understand their business finances. So our Chief Financial Officer, Ingrid Levon, who has managed billions of dollars for companies like Xerox and others, she teaches in New Wealth University, and she teaches Business Finance 101, Business Finance 102, profit planning, corepreneur, how to keep your current job and start a new job, start your own business. So Ingrid Levon has really come on board to teach self-employed, home-based business owners how to avoid running a broke business.
Okay, well then let's hear from Ingrid Levon. Hey, Ingrid.
Hey, Lynn and Lyte, what a timely conversation. As Lynn has so passionately said, having a home-based business is simply not an option. Growing up, I only saw my mom work 2 jobs. As a single mom and an only child, I've worked several jobs and maintained my own business for the last 10 years. You have to create and control your own economy and stimulate your own income. Running a broke business should never be an option. There's a distinct difference between making money and being profitable. Anybody can sell something. You can go on social media right now and sell something. But how much of that price or revenue are you actually keeping? What's your bottom line? You must understand your costs and expenses in order to stay in business. Is your expertise, your experience, your education built into your pricing? You need to be paid first. This leads to understanding your numbers. There's a cost to be the boss, and you have to know boss things like profit and loss statements, income statements, balance sheets, how to evaluate your company. The first question that the sharks ask on the Shark Tank is how much did you make and what was your margin? Those are real things you need to know to be and stay in business. And then finally, once you know those things, you can avoid the grand opening, grand closing syndrome. You know, the here today, gone tomorrow. Having a solid financial acumen and understanding ultimately gives you longevity. It positions you to make choices about your future and your family's financial future. Because after all, who wants to lose before they even start? Thank you, and back to you, Lyte and Lynn.
Wow. Thank you, Ingrid. That was amazing.
See what I'm saying?
The information is priceless.
Yeah.
So starting a home-based business is imperative.
It is a must. It is an absolute must. So at New Wealth University, we will teach how to start a home-based business, how to hire your kids. So the whole idea is not only will you learn the tactical things that you can do in starting a home-based business, hiring your kids, hiring your cousin, your brother, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, hiring anybody, but learning how to use these tax strategies which are legal and ethical to your benefit, while at the same time building your empire, expanding your streams of income, running an unbroke business. We ain't running no janky businesses around here, okay?
Okay.
Running a profitable business, and then being able to pass what you're learning on to your children, your community, for generations to come.
Thank you so much, Lynn. For more information on how to start a home-based business so you can change your money and your life like I did, visit lynnrichardson.com.